Hey there, beings, people of digital things. You're watching Health Be Mind, the station for all things health and investment stuff. And for the algorithm, self-development content, self-development stuff. For who? For those who like to think deeply, for creative entrepreneurs, for those who are mindful advocates and self-development advocates, enthusiasts for self-development. Bring them all this way, okay? Those who want to think positive, those who want to practice thinking positive. That's why we're here, friends. And I want you to be sure that you're in the right place. So let's just get that out the way. So today I'm using another social media form of content, but this is brought to us by an Instagram page called Spiritual Word. Now, Spiritual Word looks to be an entertainment website that brings culture with Christianity. And you can check it out if you want to. I'll just place their little bio on the screen and we'll go ahead and get started with today's assignment. Before we get the journal question, I want us to go through this entire journal thread because the journal questions today are going to be coming from ChatGPT. I have a question that I'm going to send to ChatGPT, and then we are going to be done for today. Now, I want to share a little bit of why I chose today's content. We're focusing on relationships, making better relationships. We're focusing on our relationship with ourselves. We're focusing on our relationship with our family. We're focusing on our relationship with society and its viewpoint. And with all of that together, we need to be better advertisers in the world. Since we're all on social media, what type of content can we create? What do we want to sell? So what I wanted to do with today's journal assignment is I'm going to bring AI into the discussion in two different ways. One is I'm going to have some journal questions as an output in response to the information that we're reading. And then I also want to create AI voiceovers that I'm going to use as the people in the thread. So there's a male who's reading his commentary, and then there are people who are responding. I'm going to create different characters using the AI tool. So I'm going to put that AI tool on the screen. If you're interested in more details about how I did this, then you can go ahead and a link in the description. By the time this video is up, you'll see that video. If not, it's because I didn't do it yet. But hey, let's get into reading this with the AI in place. Then we're going to come back and go to ChatGPT for some journal questions. Hey friends, so a quick daily disclaimer. When you get into the post, you'll see that there's images that represent the speaker, and that speaker could be from a different culture, from something that you identify with or something you don't identify with. And what I did with the AI tool is I made it something totally different, a total different voice that I imagined from the post and a total different image. My idea here is to see if any of these behaviors or these thoughts can transfer to one seemingly culture in America's earth or onto another culture on America's earth, and just to bring that perspective to the conversation. So if you're like, why does this look that way and sound that way? It was intentional, and we could talk about it in the comments. Okay, let's watch. So let me go ahead and read the content on the screen, and then we'll come back for a journal.
I apologize to every woman that dated me before I went to therapy last year and healed emotionally. I honestly didn't know I had childhood trauma that made me as detached as I became each time. I'm so sorry. I didn't know better. I'm clear now. I'm whole now. I pray you are too. To everyone asking, I've reached out to the ones I could. I'm not seeking attention here. I literally just tweeted my thoughts because I had a moment today that made me remember my journey, and I was thankful for how far I've come. If you still feel the need to be negative, enjoy.
Bro, 99% of men are on this table. Our father's parents didn't know better, so it's not their fault too. We not really taught how to properly love. We had to find our own way. Sadly, our way isn't the way. Trauma stops with me. My wife and kids will be loved properly.
What was our last trigger that finally made you realize you need help?
I was a serial dater. Then I met a good woman from church, a drama-free relationship. Despite how good she was, I was withdrawn and also terrible at articulating my feelings. That was the problem. We ended and I checked into therapy.
I'm glad you realized you are the problem and sought help. Some men will keep hurting women and still be proud of themselves. Our maturity is Everton. If you see the need to check back on her PLS do, she might be patiently waiting on God for a beta man, which you've become over time.
What did you do to them? I'm curious.
Emotionally inconsistent, withdrawn without communication, gaslighting, occasionally entertaining attention from others and always quick to break up. I didn't know my patterns were rooted in my childhood experiences until I got tired of repeating them and checked in for therapy.
Do you feel like this version of you would date those same people now?
That's an interesting question. Some yes, some no. Part of what awareness does is to help us know what is and isn't good for us. Some people we dated and hurt. We knew we weren't aligned but went ahead due to our trauma-induced neediness and because they were in our faces. This is wrong.
All right, friends, so that was the AI combination of looking at the thread for our journal questions. And I first want to know, what's your initial response? Have you seen this already online? How do you respond to this content? Do you think that it supports you or mankind? Do you think that it divides or drains you or mankind? I just want to know your feedback, just your raw feedback without analyzing and thinking. Now we're going to start analyzing and thinking, but I'm going to bring ChatGPT into the chat for that analyzation and that thinking. Okay, let's go. Okay, so here's the question. What journal questions can we use to explore? Let's see, what would I say out of here? Do you feel like explore how we have either hurt or have been hurt in romantic relationships? Please be sure to explore our relationship with our parents and our what, guys? I don't even know. And inputs from the American society. I'm just going to use American because I live in America. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT can output for us all. Okay, so here's some journal questions. Boom, bam, bam. Now from this video, friends, I'm thinking like, hey, he did the work. He expressed himself, but he also went to therapy. He understood some roots, and I thought that was very powerful. And so this is why I'm coming up with these journal questions, but well, not me, but AI in this viewpoint. But if you can notice that I gave a prompt based on what I actually want the output to be, and not just like, hey, give me some journal questions. So let's look at the way that it was sectioned out. We have reflecting on past romantic relationships. We have relationships with parents, social influences, personal growth, and healing. So I'm just going to read one from each. If you can see them on the screen, feel free to pause the screen if you see one that stands out to you and use it for your journal assignment today. So this one says, how does your expectations and desires of romantic relationships evolve over time? And how do they contribute to instances of hurt? This one says, reflect on positive and negative aspects of your parental relationships. How do you think they have impacted your behavior and choices in romantic relationships? Societal influences. How have societal norms and expectations regarding romantic relationships influenced your behavior and decision-making? And personal growth and healing. How can you develop healthier boundaries, improve communication, and foster empathy in your current or future romantic relationships? Okay, bet. Okay, friends, so that was help of 2 AI tools. I used one to help me get voices so that I can make it a little bit theatrical with the reading of the thread. And the other tool was ChatGPT, which we've been using to form some journal assignments. So this is making life easier and fun. I'm having so much fun with AI. And I'm trying to use it for the good, and I hope that you can too. As a creative entrepreneur, as a self-development advocate, as someone who's interested in practicing positive thinking, how can you use some of the AI tools to explore in different ways how to experience heaven on earth? How can you do it? Okay, that's all for today. I hope that this was something that you find interesting. If you want to know a little bit more about how I use the AI tool to do the voiceovers, let me know in the comments. And until next time, hold on to you as much as you can. Hold on to your health, your being, and your mind. Be mindful. Bye.
This experience is brought to you by peaceequations.com. Choose life, choose joy, choose peace over chaos.